Yeah. Are you recording now?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the 4th episode of the Lakers Lens podcast, week 4. I'm joined by my co-host, Max Arquilla. I am Matt Hollenbeck, and we had an interesting week.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I think we were both wrong on predictions. We decided to do this a day later to throw in the Warriors game that was yesterday, but I think we both predicted 2-1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, 2-1, and they went 3-0. Right?
And they went 3-0, which is pleasantly surprising. Well, not really surprising, but we have a lot to talk about last night. But first, before we get into it, let's look at the first game, which was on Tuesday, which was a repeat of the Rockets' second game of that doubleheader against the Rockets. Lakers 117, Rockets 100. And this comes off at the very end of Harden's Rockets career, which is something we can dive into too at the end. But
yeah, we got to talk about the trade. I'm sure everyone wants to.
Yeah, that's one of my topics that I want to dive into. But good game, typical game from LeBron, 26, 8 and 5. Anthony Davis, 19-10. Good supporting cast. Schroeder had 14, KCP had 14, Trez had 14, Kuzma 11 and 11. More rebounds, which I like. Mm-hmm. And then really nothing going on the Rockets side. That's really interesting. 16 points for Harden, so 13 and 10 from Cousins though.
Dude, he gave up that game. Like, it was really just, they needed to get rid of it. Like, I mean, that's literally after that game, like, he was shipped off. Like, they just knew, because after that game, he said in the press conference, he was like, what did he say? He's like, oh gosh, I forgot what he said, but he's just basically like, it's over.
He's like, you can't fix it.
Yeah, you can't fix it. Yeah, that's what it was.
I wanted to get into that later, but
yeah.
What did you take away from that game? I was surprised that we pretty much just repeated what we did the game before.
Yeah, and I didn't even honestly take too many notes on that game because I feel like it was, like you said, it was kind of a repeat of the first time we played. I mean, we just stormed them. I mean, we defensively again. I mean, I was so happy to see the defensive effort just put on all, inside, outside, just being very active defensively. It was really nice to see, and just getting out in transition. Something I'm going to keep talking about throughout this podcast, but I think just our identity last year and was really get out in transition, run. We play so well. Even like guys like KCP, they're good fast break players. Obviously LeBron, Schroeder, like, I just want to see us continue doing that. And I think in the playoffs, we'll see more of it. Again, another theme that I'm going to be talking about a lot is just kind of coasting through some of these games. And it's been a theme through all these podcasts, but it's really kind of the story of this year for us. Our record, we have a great record, but I guess we'll get into tomorrow. I just want to talk about yesterday, excuse me. I just want to talk about yesterday. I'm still been so heated, but we'll get there. But takeaways from this game, it was really nice to see. I think defensively, we just destroyed them. I mean, also though, I mean, they just were. No one wanted to play for that team. I mean, they were playing 50%. All the drama, Wall, Cousins. They didn't want Harden there. I mean, just a really bad situation. So. But we took care of business. I'm glad we didn't let up and come in thinking we'd kill him, and we just took care of business. So I didn't have a ton of takeaways from that game. Again, LeBron was awesome, and I don't know if you had any other takeaways, but I think it was kind of a repeat of the first matchup.
Yeah, nothing in particular, but just kind of what you said. Impressive to see the Lakers repeat the same thing twice in a row, because over the years it's kind of been something I've noticed where we'll destroy one game, the next game we kind of take off. But to repeat like almost the exact same scenario twice in a row is encouraging. Just to know that, you know, even with like LeBron, who's pretty darn old, to be able to string together multiple games that are
and I just
like
want to
really
see,
efficient.
You know, them continue to do. I feel like last year, kind of what you're saying, a lot of like times they just not even like back to back, because now with COVID it's weird how we're playing like the same team multiple times in a row. But I feel like even last year we would play a team, and then when we would play that team again later in the season, I feel like it would just we wouldn't be able to repeat what we did that first time. And I know that's hard to do in sports in general, but again, kind of like going off what you said, it was nice to see them just say, you know what, we're a better team than you, and we're just gonna crush you both games. So that was really nice.
Exactly. So let's move on to the game on Wednesday, the very next night, which is really what we expected and a little bit more. 30-point win, 29 points against the Thunder. Kind of just a routine, just destruction of the Thunder.
Yep, kind of what we predicted.
Yeah,
you want to go with stats?
Yeah, just another routine night. You could put LeBron's stats in any game, and you would think it's the last game. But 26, 7, and 6. Davis kind of took the night off. 18 and 7 in 25 minutes. We didn't need him.
He didn't.
So.
Yeah, I'm not worried. He didn't even play that much.
Encouraging from Montrez, who you see like kind of in those blowout games really take control.
Yep.
21 and 6, which is nice. Keith put up some good numbers, 11 and 7. Kuz played 18 minutes, which I didn't realize. I didn't take note of that.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, they're doing something weird with him. I feel like Frank he has his rotation down, but he messes with Kuzma and like Keith a little bit.
Yeah, because he like started him a game, and then there was another game where like we had guys out, and then Kuzma like didn't start. It was super weird.
Yeah, but 7 points and 6 rebounds. So
wow, I didn't realize that he didn't play I mean, gosh, dude. Again, okay, I'll go over my notes, but like this is a game Kuzma should have 25 in.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't we seeing that? It's just my issue.
Yeah.
But anyways, I actually have quite a few notes here, because I was really trying to watch this game and just trying to. I mean, we outmatched come on, Thunder are terrible, but I still wanted to watch closely and just try to pick out little things here and there. My notes here: AD can dominate whenever he wants. And kind of what we were talking about, like literally this game, like you could just tell. I think he was very efficient, if I remember correctly. And games like this, it's so crazy. Like I get he's a superstar, but it's just crazy sometimes to watch. I don't know if you catch yourself just like it's literally like varsity versus freshman, like with AD sometimes. Like when he has it going, dude, like it's just you there's nothing you can do, dude. When he has it go, like remember in the like the Portland series when he just started hitting shot, like no one could nurk it, like they just nothing that you can do, man. Like it's just it's over at that point. When he's hitting his shot, like it's over. So I just put that, and I really want him to be our focal point. Defensively and offensively, I'm going to give him a lot of my expectations for him are really high this year. I mean, he can be our focal point defensively and offensively. I don't care. Give him the ball. Like, punish these bad teams, especially when we have good matchups. This game, I just wrote, it looks like we were playing 50% and still dominating. Like that was just fun to watch. This game, I don't know if you remember, but like Gasol was actually protecting the rim a little better. I saw a lot of plays. He like blocked some shots. He was in, he's a positional defender. He's not athletic. He's older. He's slow. He can't jump, but he's a veteran. He's smart. You have to admit, like he at least is in the right position. Like, yeah, guys that are more athletic are going to beat him. Like it's just, we're going to have to deal with that. AD is going to have to pick up that load, but he's still like, he took a charge last night. Like, I mean, he's very smart, and I think that's going to help us. I don't know. I'm a little more encouraging watching him over the past few games because I've seen some good things defensively. I'm not blown away. I'm not saying he's, Dwight Howard or even McGee defensively, but he does things that McGee. Remember when, like, McGee would get lost sometimes, like,
yeah,
down, like Gasol rarely does that. Like Gasol will he'll be in the position and a guy will just beat him because he's just more athletic. It's gonna happen. Or a guy will dunk over him or whatever, or just be too quick, but he's at least in the right spot. So I just wanted to say that. Again, I'm still not completely satisfied. I think he can be a lot better, but it was nice to see. Schroeder, I don't know if you noticed this as well. He's kind of minus yesterday. He finally started to pick it up scoring, but he was in a little slump for a few games. He was just really off. I hope that's just maybe, I don't know, just
that's
who
what
really
I said
knows.
in the first episode is I'm worried about his consistency.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think it was last week, he just makes some weird decisions, really strange decisions. I sent you that text last night where I swear, when they're gonna call a timeout and they run to the corner,
Yeah.
he does that every play. Regardless, he runs really fast to the corner and then he stops and he just looks up
he's
super relaxed.
Interesting, man. He's
just a funny dude.
He's a funny dude. Yeah, and he falls down a lot. It looks like he's really hurt. Yeah. And then he gets up and he's always really slow and he'll walk. Sometimes I'd watch him and be like, wait, did he get hurt? Because he walks like he's limping sometimes.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I don't know.
But I also I think something I wrote here that I saw AD and Trez, some high-low action. I love that, and I want to see more of that. Just the inside action with them two passing to each other, oh man, that's I want to see more of them playing together. I think they play really well together. I just wrote here, I love my notes. Can LeBron ever make free throws? That was just a note.
That's going to be the one thing that.
What's his issue?
Any conversation.
What do you think his problem is with that? Honestly,
he doesn't care about free throws. I can tell. You can tell he doesn't care. No, it's not like he's nervous or he just literally doesn't care. Most people, if they miss one, they'll get really pissed off and then fix it. But his mind, I feel like he treats getting fouled like it's a nuisance. He'd rather be playing the game instead of shooting free throws for points. Yeah.
Or almost he's glad he picked up the foul because it adds another team foul and a personal foul for their player. Yeah. So good. And then, maybe that is it. I don't know. I don't understand. It's so strange. Because
it is weird.
He has the right mechanics to make be a at least 75% free throw shooter. He's never been. Free throws will
always baffle me. I don't understand how people that are in the NBA, especially shooting
it's all
players.
He does every day. Dude, this guy's been playing for so long. I don't. What is it? I don't. But anyways, let's not get caught up on that. I just wrote that because that was interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna save this topic about THT for the end because I have a lot to say about it, and I actually kind of got into it with someone on Twitter about this. So I'm curious. I want to know your thoughts. I feel like you're going to kind of be on my side of this. And then I want to ask the people listening to also give their thoughts. So I'm going to leave that for later, but it is about THT. So we'll talk about him later, guys. Don't worry. But I'm a little concerned with what's going on with him right now.
Okay. But
anyways, let me finish up these notes here so we can keep rolling here. But I thought we moved the ball so beautifully in this game. It's something we got to keep doing. Again, don't mean to keep going till yesterday, but there was a lot of offensive possessions, especially in the fourth quarter, where we were stagnant and everyone was standing around, and it's driving me insane. You just play basketball, move the ball. It doesn't matter who you're playing. It does not matter. If it's the Warriors, if it's the Clippers, if it's the Nets, move the basketball. The game, the Rockets game, the games we have blown out teams, We're moving the ball just amazing. Like, the ball movement's going from left to right, inside, out. Guys are moving without the basketball. It needs to happen more consistently. I get it. You're going to get isolations. You're going to get your mismatches on screens that you want, and then you're going to let LeBron go one-on-one. That's fine. But you can't, like, come down the stretch in a fourth quarter and consistently just be getting... I mean, I know this drives you insane because you always text me about it. Like, LeBron, like, you know, just... It's...
That's one of my things is it's the difference between, like... Because LeBron is so good that he can get whatever he wants whenever he wants. Yeah. And especially at the rim. Mm-hmm. So the decision that I feel like he struggles with sometimes is when do we play team basketball and swing the ball around?
Great point.
Get open looks for other guys that might not score points? Mm-hmm. Or when do I just put my head down and get an and one? It's like he takes turns doing it. He'll do it like one possession he'll do it, he'll get fouled and one who flexes muscles, and then the next 3 possessions he's
last night that happened a ton. Like
it's like pick one, you know? If you're tired, if it makes you tired, then you sit. Yeah. You play less. And it's hard because you don't know, like if he's not playing well, then obviously move the ball as much as possible. Mm-hmm. But if he's in the zone, like, what's the difference between moving the ball and him just scoring? Yeah,
and that's possession? Fine. And again, it's circumstance. Like, it depends on the circumstance. Like you're saying, if he's cooking, he's feeling good, he has a good matchup, just take advantage of it. Come on. But like you're saying, there's just times sometimes where it's like there's moments where it's like, what are we doing here? Like it's just like, it's like almost hesitation on his part. Like, should we be running some motion here, or I'm gonna take it? And then it's like by that time, he just ends up taking a bad shot. So
exactly, yeah. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I just want to touch on real quick.
Yeah, no, go for it.
I think a lot of the times that I get upset with him is when there's 6 seconds on the shot clock, and we've done all that motion, and then it's look down at the ball, step back 3, or just bad jumper, and that happens. It's a lot of wasted possession.
It's in close games too. Like, if you're up 20, fine, dude. Like, whatever. I don't care as much. Like, if a team's making a run, like the Warriors did, stop doing that. Yeah. Like, drive then. If you want to take it, drive. Again, I get it. It's the regular season. It's not playoffs. You know LeBron's pacing himself. You know he wants to keep some juice for the playoffs. That's fine. That's true. But, dude, some of these games, like, where you're on the verge of losing last night... Again, I don't want to keep talking about last night.
Well, let's just jump to it. Let's just jump to it because we don't need much about the... Oh, no, we forgot the Pelicans game.
Yeah, let me... Couple... Let me grab a couple of these just because I don't want them to get lost here. Actually, no, we can... Let's move on. Yeah, it's nothing really... Nothing important.
Well, Pelicans, kind of a marquee matchup, just in the sense that Pelicans are kind of like a pretty televised team with Zion, and then a half of our team from 2 years ago. But no Lonzo. But like I said, I was expecting Kuzma to play really well.
You thought, you really thought Kuzma was going to break out. Yeah,
he didn't play amazing. First of all, we won by 20, whatever.
What are the stats on this one?
95,
if you don't mind.
Let's just say Kuzma, 11 points, 13 rebounds, which I texted you 13 rebounds because he's making those extra effort plays.
Yeah, we'll talk about
that game. LeBron 21, 11, and 8, pretty routine.
Yeah.
AD, low scoring week for AD, 17, 5, and 6.
How many minutes, though? Remember, we blew him out.
Oh, so 30 for LeBron. No. AD had 33.
Oh, okay. So AD had 33?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, all these games are getting, like, blurred in my mind.
Yeah.
That's great, though. Yeah.
KCP had a good game, 16 points. Trez had a good game, 16 points. Caruso chipped in with 9. That's pretty much it. Just kind of all around. No one went off really, which is kind of what we've been seeing recently. And then Ingram, pretty not great night, 20 points. Zion 21 and 12. He does well against us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really it for the Pelicans.
Yeah, this game was interesting. We started really slow, which we do a lot. We did this all last year, man. We get in these holes. But it just, again, like, Zion, yes, he had a good stat line, but AD shut him out. Like, if you watch that game, when AD was on him, like, Zion, he got blocked by AD. Like, there was multiple plays where it's just like, AD's like, you don't have a chance. When AD gets it going defensively, it's like my favorite feeling in the world, because it's contagious. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Like, when he's blocking those shots, like, we're just a different team. Like, that inside presence.
Yeah.
And we're gonna need that in the playoffs. Like, we're gonna need that AD. Again, I'm gonna touch on this when we talk about the next game, but it was a problem in this game, and it's kind of been a problem the whole year. Carelessness with the basketball, turnovers. It's literally starting to drive me absolutely insane. I get it's new players, like, they're trying to figure some things out. Dude, like, just please stop. Yeah. But I'll get into that in the next one. Keith defensively has been horrendous, in my opinion. He's not moving his feet. It's like fundamentals, man. Like, move your damn feet. Like, that's bothering me a lot. Keith's been interesting. I don't know how you feel about him. He really, overall, he has not looked that great. Overall,
yeah, I don't think he's kind of in the same boat as, like, Wes Matthews for me right now.
Man. Really bad. Like,
one notch maybe below Kuzma. Like, he's just not really adding much value. He's more of like a placeholder for guys to get rest, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And then defensively, just kind of not lost, but like not doing the extra stuff, like rotation.
Little things like I wrote this down. Move your feet. There was a play, I can't remember who it was. Like, I think it was, maybe it wasn't Zion. Like, it was someone pretty athletic. It might have been Zion, but it's like, if he just would have moved his feet, literally, like, he got his feet like turned and crossed, and like, and then he fouled. I can't remember. I think it was Zion. Fouled the guy, and it's like, dude, if you're gonna foul him, wrap him up so he doesn't score. Like, just, I don't know, just really, like, just not being focused types of things. Also, Zion, like, he's gonna hurt someone because he throws his body into people, and he's so big. But like, dude, like, you need to call an offensive foul. Like, there was a couple plays that, like, should have been called offensive fouls. When an offensive player, it's like one of my pet peeves. You guys will you'll learn to find this out about me. I cannot stand when an offensive player, like, is flailing his body into a defender. It's like, what is the defender supposed to do? Like, I hate how the refs don't call that. Like, James
You mean like
Harden,
on a jump shot or
like a runner type? Yeah, and like, it's just like, the refs need to call that. I don't know. I'm just this is kind of off topic, but just something with officiating. I need to see more of that, like the James Harden type thing.
Let me play devil's advocate here. Could you say that LeBron is pretty guilty of that too sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, sometimes, but I also feel like LeBron just hasn't been getting the calls this year, though. Like, in his defense, like, again, though, like, I'm not necessarily saying, like, I'm saying for everyone in general, not just Zion was just what made me think about it. Like, I'm talking, like, hold everyone accountable. Like, if you're throwing as an offensive player, if you're throwing your body into someone and the defender's in the correct position, like, just call an offensive foul. They're so scared to, you know? But anyways, THT didn't play in this game at all, and we'll talk about it when we go to the next segment. Very just surprising. I don't get it. We picked up defense. Our activity, our rotations picked up start of the third, and then we just ended up kind of blowing them out. I wrote in all caps, there should be no missed free throws from Kuz.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, like, dude, like, I love that he's rebounding. I'll give him the credit. Like, 100%. I like that he's trying to do different things than score, because he's just not a scorer. It's not happening. I'm sorry. So do other things. That's fine. But make your free throws. If you're going to do other things, that needs to be free throws being made.
Another thing is every time he takes an off-balance, like, 12 to 15-foot, like, runner floater thing that he does. You know how he does that a lot from the corner? Yeah. It makes me so angry. Because sometimes he swishes it and he gets all hyped up. And then sometimes it's just not even close. It's like, close. Dude, that is not the shot we want. Like a running sky hook. That's not.
Or like, no, dude. My least favorite is like the long two that he does.
Yeah, he does.
Shoot a three. Yeah. Like, just there's literally no point to take a long two.
He's at this point he's all rhythm threes. That's all he can sort of do.
Not consistent, man. Like, I mean, last night he shot a little better, but again, dude, I don't care. Like, I really don't care, because he'll come out next game and he'll shoot 1 for 6. Like, I just don't. It doesn't matter to me. Like, until he can be consistent, I don't care what he does. Oh, you're gonna like this one. Well, first, before I talk about that, I just want to give Caruso a shout out. His 3-point shot has been much improved, and that again, what we've been waiting for Kuzma. I know it's early, but still, you can tell Caruso worked on his 3-point shot this offseason. That's hard work, man. Like, it's translating in the game. His mechanics look great. He's setting his feet, squaring his body to the hoop, and he's just letting it go with confidence. So I just wanted to give him a shout out. But I kind of want to talk about Wes Matthews. So you know what? Let's save it for the next segment, and then maybe take a break.
Talk about him all day.
But I want to give your thoughts now. But maybe we should take a break.
Well, first. Do you want to do the Warriors game, and then we'll take a break? What time is it?
Well, Warriors game is going to be the longest. So
okay. Well, let me just add one more thing.
Go for it.
About Caruso. Yeah, like you said, I think I noticed a lot of his corner threes. That's his spot. Yep. That corner three has like just been money recently, and I realized he's getting more open. It's him. That's maybe the reason he didn't look like he was getting as many threes last season is because he maybe wasn't moving without the ball as much. But this year, it just seems like if he doesn't have the ball in his hand, he is constantly either like setting a back screen or cutting through, and then he's always planted in the corner wide open for three.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's just knocking him down.
He's going to get those shots too. Like,
yeah,
he's going to get it with all the attention on, LeBron, AD, Trez, Schroeder. I mean, he's going to get those looks. I'm telling you, if I could say something to Caruso, keep shooting with confidence, man. I don't care if you start missing. You're going to have bad games. Keep shooting the basketball.
Dude, can we talk for a second about Schroeder's three-pointer? What is wrong with his shot?
It's a weird... It's weird mechanics.
He either like drains it, or he'll just like hit the rim shallow and like completely brick it.
I'm not too thrilled when he gets an open three, to be honest. I like him more in like a 15-footer, like off the dribble. I feel more confident with him. Like when he gets this, like, again though, like kind of with Caruso, like he's gonna get those looks with LeBron. Like LeBron's gonna find him. He needs to knock those down. They're gonna be crucial come playoff time.
It seems like his off the dribble three is better than his. Like if he's just hiding out in the corner.
He can make them though, like but I still would like to see a little more consistent, or just even him like try, like you were saying about Caruso, like moving without the basketball, like I don't know, try to get him in a rhythm. Like if you can get Schroeder knock down a couple threes, like then that brings out the defender, right? To come, the defender then's gonna be a little more cautious and gonna close out a little harder. Schroeder's too fast; he'll drive right by you and create stuff. So I would even like some action to get Schroeder. Now that you said that, I'm thinking about it. Like, I would like to see a little more.
We just need a consistent 3-point threat, and we don't have that.
KCP? I would say KCP is probably the most consistent, but I feel like thought it would be Wes Matthews, but it would be nice to have someone off the bench that's just like a like I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example.
Like a
Kyle
Doug
Korver in his
McDermott.
prime. That'd be amazing.
I was watching the Pacers-Clippers game the other night, and Doug McDermott had like 16 first-quarter points.
Like a Doug McDermott. That's a perfect
Just
example.
Comes
He's
out of
nice,
nowhere.
dude. Yeah.
3 knockdown, like something like that. But,
Yeah.
yeah. So, before we get into this game last night, let's take a quick break. Word from the sponsors, and we'll be right back. All right, folks, we are back in action from the break, and we didn't originally cover the game last night against the Warriors in our slate for last week, so we didn't have it in our predictions. But what a game. Really just a roller coaster of emotions through and through. But, to be fair, you do get that with the Warriors. They're still the Warriors.
Still got Curry.
Final score 115 Warriors, 113 Lakers.
Oh, man. A collapse.
LeBron 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Anthony Davis 17 points, 17 rebounds, 7 assists. Schroeder had 25 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Trez had 17 and 8. Kuz had 15 and 10. Warriors, Curry 26 and 7. Wiggins 18 and 3. Draymond, classic Draymond, like 7, 8, 9. Oubre poured in 23. And
ridiculous, dude. Why is it? We talk about this all the time. It's always, dude, like Oubre's been terrible this year.
Yep.
And then he just
Pascal.
lights it up. He's flexing on us, blowing us kisses, getting technicals.
Yeah, I saw that.
Get out of here, dude. Like, come on.
And then Eric Pascal off the bench with 19 minutes and 19 points.
He's pretty solid, though. I actually like him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be good. Yeah, but the
I'll just give
Oubre
you the
thing
reins here. I'll
Yeah.
give you the stage. Talk about this game.
So, I'm just laughing at my notes, guys. Literally, my first note is what I just talked about. I just wrote, Oubre, come on, man. Like, it's just ridiculous. I'm not even gonna get into that. It's just annoying. But I mean, that's the NBA for you. Schroeder had a great first quarter. Let's try to see some positives here. He finally got back to being Schroeder. Looked really good. I would have liked to see more of him in the fourth, though. He kind of vanished. Okay, Caruso. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the minutes right now from a couple guys. First, Caruso needs more minutes. The things Caruso does for this team doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but I just feel like when we go on our runs, like, Caruso's in. Like, he's so good in the fast break. We were just talking about that earlier. Like, his defensive activity, I love it so much. And he plays so damn hard. And I love when he's out there. Like, I love it. He's honestly becoming, like, just because, dude, again, like, it's like, I can tell the guy works hard off the court. Like, I can just tell from watching him play. And he plays with heart, so I just want to see more minutes. I feel like he doesn't get enough minutes sometimes. Okay, so let's talk about this. I also want to get your thoughts because, okay, I'm going to say my opinion on this. This was something I even got in an argument on Twitter with someone, and I feel like a lot of Laker fans are kind of split with this. THT needs more minutes. He needs minutes because he's not even playing now.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why. We talk about, like, mental all the time, right? Because basketball is so much mental. For this young kid, what Vogel's doing, again, everyone has their different opinions on how you coach and, to bring out the best in certain players. Certain people have different philosophies. This is mine for you. This guy has shown so much potential, so much promise. He's done so many good things. And yeah, he had a couple bad games. And Vogel, listen, I love Frank Vogel. I'm not trying to rip on him. Sometimes he reminds me of my high school coach for people out there that have no idea what I'm talking about. he gets scared and just will, like, this THT situation just reminds me of like my high school coach.
Short
You
leash.
get scared, you have one bad game, you just bench him.
Yeah.
That's just, dude, like, for a young player, like, what does that do to him mentally? Like, that makes him now, when he plays again, whenever he does, he's going to be overthinking everything. And, you know, you can say, I get the other side of it where it's like, you know, he's young, he needs to, like, sit and watch on the bench. Like, this will, like, you know, make him, like, come out next time and play even harder. I disagree, dude. Like, he's 20 years old. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to have bad games. I'm not saying play him, you know, 30 minutes. To me, it's unacceptable that he didn't get a few minutes. Throw him in there. He could have given us a spark in this Warriors game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he comes in and he's still playing bad. Take him out then. That's okay. But to just bench him completely, it's just wrong. It pisses me off, frankly, to be honest, because this guy has shown me so much from the small amount of minutes he's played. And I just think it's so wrong to do what Vogel did. And I'll stand by that. I'll argue anyone. Come at me on Twitter. Come at me. I will give you, like, I'll give you a good argument back, because I want to see this guy play. Let him make mistakes. That's how he's going to learn. He's not going to learn sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
Bring him in for little spurts. Like, I liked what they were doing with him. Like, why stop that? We need this Warriors game. What was Wes Matthews doing? He was getting cardio out there. Wes Matthews was getting cardio. He was getting a workout. What better? You know, people were saying like, you know, he needs to learn. Dude, what was Wes Matthews doing better last night? He did nothing. At least
exactly
give THT a try. So I want to get your thoughts. I could go on this for hours, but I'm not going to just keep going in circles. I want to know what you think.
Well, I'm just looking at so when wait, let me pull up the Thunder game real quick. So I totally agree with what you said about Wes Matthews. So what happened was, in the Thunder game, Wesley Matthews didn't play. THT played 13 minutes. That's one of the bad games you're talking about. He had 4 points.
He had a lot of turnovers too, I think.
Yeah. And then and then in the game before that, the Rockets game, he played 17 minutes, also had 4 points.
Mm-hmm.
And then
those were the
Wesley
two.
Matthews came back for the Pelicans game. So it seems like that's Wesley's spot, like, on the roster, because THT didn't play. And then Wesley picked up those minutes. He put 14 and had 0 points.
But earlier in the season, Wesley was playing and THT was still getting some run.
Yeah.
So I get that it's a deep rotation, but there's no excuse to throw him in for a few minutes. See what he can bring a spark. Like, you don't know. So
yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand how Wes Matthews earned that role. To be the guy where, if they're both available, that Wesley gets the minutes and THT doesn't.
Youth, dude. That's all I can think of, because in my head, it doesn't make sense either.
Yeah.
But youth is all I can think.
I think we have like a weird, like, we haven't seen anyone besides Caruso really emerge with a good team, like a good Lakers team. Like, you saw Lonzo, you saw Kuz do it, you saw Josh Hart kind of do it. I mean, back in the day, Clarkson, you know, guys, Zubox. So these are all like bad Laker teams. Mm-hmm. Now we have a championship team, and it is kind of like our high school coach thing. It's like, he does it. His leash is so short for THT.
What if he listens to this?
Good. I hope he does.
Who cares? Yeah. All right, sorry. Keep going.
His leash is so short for THT, and I think. Yeah, it puts pressure on him.
Right?
To every time he comes in the game, it has to be.
You're scared
really, really
that you're
good.
going to get benched again, dude. Like, this guy, like, he wants to play. You can tell. That's all he wants. Like,
yeah,
it's demoralizing, man. I hate it.
Him and Caruso have the same mindset, and I think Caruso did get that treatment. early on.
He did. You're right. He did early when he started. Yeah.
So that might be Frank's thing is
Developing
push through
still.
push through those games where you don't play and be the first one at practice and the last one to leave. And you'll see that Caruso did that. So maybe he's trying to test him a little bit. But
yeah, but like they're different play. Like I mean,
yeah,
THT like THT's ceiling and Caruso's ceiling, it's just completely different. Like
yeah, he's an impact player.
Yeah,
for sure.
So
we'll see. I mean, I don't hope for like injuries or something, but let's say someone gets suspended or something.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see him just because we saw it in preseason. He had two 30-point games.
He played in the playoffs last year too against the Rockets. Like I just would have loved last night Vogel to just say, you know what, we need a spark. We're playing terrible. Throw him in for a couple minutes, man. You can take him out. Like it's not a big deal. Like if he looks like he's not prepared, if he comes out and he doesn't look good, like fine. You live with that. Dude, I saw Schroeder, I saw LeBron throwing the ball away. I don't want to hear about you're scared he's going to come in and turn it over. Everyone else on the team's already doing that. We had 19 turnovers in this game. We out-rebounded them 50-38. We shot better free throws than them, and we lost the game. We had a 20-plus lead. We melted down in the... I can't even speak. I'm so frustrated. We melted down
34-21 in the fourth. That
was
the score. Outscored by 13 in the fourth.
I want to talk about Wes Matthews because I know but I want you to have the floor here. You know what? I can get frustrated, but this has been your criticism with the signing from the start. Matt has never liked this signing.
Dude,
how do you feel right now?
I said this in the first episode. He hasn't been good in like 4 or 5 years. The last time he was good was on the Mavericks, and he wasn't great. He's not effective on a good team. He's just not.
He's kind of just there. Like plays decent defense sometimes. Like
this happens a lot, dude, and this has kind of happened to Kuz too. Players that are on bad teams that are like ball dominant players, scorers. They'll do a lot on the bad team, like all aspects of scoring, like threes, driving to the hoop, pull-up jumper. As soon as they get on a good team, it's straight to parking lot three-pointer, just sitting on the perimeter. Yeah. And he can't make them.
Yep.
And he's old and he's slow. He's not guarding anybody effectively.
I think he tried to guard Kawhi in the first game and just didn't even have a chance, like not even close. And I get it, he's undersized, but man, I don't want to ever see that matchup again. That's like a nightmare to me, dude. Like,
where are those minutes? It's the minutes for me. It really is.
But this is what I'm saying. Why not put THT? THT was showing defensive promise, like his long. Like it doesn't. I want Frank Vogel to just tell me. Like I want him to say, "This is my philosophy."
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I don't think he should play at all.
Really? So you don't think he should get a minute?
No.
Matthews?
He hasn't. Dude.
He had that one game against the Spurs.
Sure. He made 5 threes. That's it. That's all he does sometimes. Very few times he does that.
That's so funny.
Anyone can do that. You could pick up anyone off of
that is a good point. They can get hot,
free agent list. Anybody. And they could probably do more than him.
Oh my gosh!
But talk about that collapse in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. So I just it's listen. Okay, I want to first start off by saying I totally listen. We're not trying to panic here, guys. Like I'm not trying to panic here. I'm just expressing my frustration because I'm sick of, like, sometimes with, like, good teams, we tend to just defend them. Oh, no, they're still a good team. Like, it's fine. They're coasting through, which is all true and fine, and I get it. It's a regular season. We got a lot of games to go. But you still want to look at the things you can get better at. And one thing it's not even what you can get better at. It's just effort and focus. This team fell apart. They had no business. The Warriors had no business coming back in this game at all, in any shape or form. This was an absolute collapse by this Laker team. There was, towards the end of the game, 3 wide open threes by Wiggins. That's effort. No one was... Do you remember that? Like, dude, yeah. Literally no one even around him. I get Wiggins isn't Steph Curry. And, Curry brings a lot of attention. Unacceptable, man. Like, what are we doing, dude? He's a pro. He's going to make... It's just never acceptable to leave a guy wide open. Kuzma had so many defense breakdowns. You know what? Like I said, I do not care about his points and his at this point, dude, okay, the rebounds I like. I'll give him that. Points, I really don't care because I'm not going to care until he puts together 5 games where he drops 20 points. And that's not going to happen because he's just not that. I'm sorry. He had so many defensive breakdowns. Again, going back to Vogel, what are you doing, dude? Why did you leave him in? I get he was shooting well. Dude, I knew to take him out. I was like, take this guy out. He's going to hurt us. And he did. A lot of those Wiggins threes were Kuzma's fault. He was lost. Dude, it's so frustrating to see this lineup. KCP didn't come in till 4, I think it was 4 minutes in the fourth. Too late. Put him in with 7. Again, that messes him up mentally. And I want to talk about a play that LeBron was pissed off. He threw the ball to KCP, and KCP pulled a classic Kuzma and hesitated and did not shot. Okay, that's on KCP. Shoot the damn basketball. You need to be more confident. That looked like old KCP right there. He hesitated. That was a big play in the game. And LeBron was pissed, and so was Laker Nation. Shoot the damn basketball. Again, though, he's coming in with 4 minutes. That's a rhythm thing too. That's a mental thing, and that's partly to blame because Vogel waited so long and he wanted to keep Kuzma in the game. I don't understand some of these rotations sometimes by Vogel, and I'll let it pass because I like a lot of other things he's done, but that whole KCP situation drove me insane. I even put here rant coming because
well, let me say real quick.
Go for it.
I think there's an accountability issue that only comes up when bad things happen, and I feel like there's this we're almost think we're too professional or too good to just have a shouting match at each other. Mm-hmm. I want to see LeBron screaming at every single player. I want to see Anthony Davis raise his voice at LeBron sometimes.
Yeah.
It seems like sometimes when things go wrong, no one says anything, and they just play through it. Yeah. For better or for worse, usually worse.
And Vogel too. I want to see Vogel go up to players and be like, listen, and I don't know the behind the scenes, but I'm just saying from what I can see.
It's hard. It's hard to find a coach that is willing to grill LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Because LeBron's a coach, basically.
You need a Popovich for that or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Or a Phil Jackson, but just some some fire, man, because we just get so dejected when things go poorly. It's the body language, the slouching, the lack of communication. We break apart easily, and that happens a lot. We string together long runs, and then it takes 2 or 3 threes and we're out.
Yeah, we just fall apart, man. It's no one's locked in. It's all it's contagious. It's almost like a disease out there sometimes. And it's just my biggest thing was a lack of focus. I mean, you're gonna lose. This is the thing. The Grizzlies game, one of the Spurs games, those games where we pulled it off at the end, where it's you look back and you're like, man, we could have lost that game. It came back to bite us, man. And we talked about this on the podcast. If you're not focused for 48 minutes, they're NBA players.
Yeah, and it's Curry.
It's frustrating, man. And I just want to say, I think Again, okay, to touch on the focus thing. What are we doing at the end? Schroeder holds onto the ball. Vogel doesn't call a timeout till 1 second. What are we doing? Like, just stop. Like, this isn't, like, rocket science. Like, again, it's like a focus thing. It's like, are we just going to shoot it here? Call a like, Schroeder, what are you doing, dude? And these turnovers, man. Like, are you frustrated with the turnovers? 19 turnovers. Give me a few of those back. We win the game.
Yeah.
The Spurs, really fast. The Spurs played the other night, turned it over 2 times, and won the game. 2 times.
Yeah, it's because Pop will light a fire in their ass for turnovers.
Accountability, like you're saying.
Yeah, it's true. What was I gonna say? I feel like we get stunned when it comes to like trying to put out like a run, like a fire. Once other teams go on a run, we get stunned, and then we just let it happen. And I think you saw that with Schroeder. Like, he's not thinking because he's so surprised that we're gonna lose this game.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like we needed to flip that switch. And I was gonna ask you, what did you think of that? I mean, it's kind of technical and it doesn't really matter, but what did you think of that LeBron, that drawn up play at the end?
Personally, like, I get it. You're getting it to your best player. He actually got a good look, but I don't like that shot. Like, it's not LeBron's game. Like,
I felt like it was already over at that point.
I'd rather have AD shooting that than LeBron.
Yeah. I felt like the game was over before.
Yeah, it seemed like it, and there was just some. Man, I keep saying turnovers, but I mean there really was down the stretch. I mean, just.
Well, we'll talk about, like we've said before, another classic Laker, 3 wins, 2 wins in a row, 3 wins in a row, and then that third or fourth game is just a heartbreak every time.
Yeah, and the way we lost this nationally televised game, I think it might actually be a blessing in disguise. Like, we got punched in the face and got embarrassed to a Warriors team without Klay Thompson in Staples Center. Also, why do we suck at home? We're just terrible at home. Don't understand that. I think we need our fans, but still embarrassing. Maybe this is what we need.
That's usually what it seems like to me is... You could just see him walking off the floor like LeBron was out of there. He's just left.
But another thing too, like, that's another thing I missed. LeBron and AD played horrible, and they need to be accountability. Like, they need to be held accountable as well. Like, LeBron,
that game should be a cakewalk for both of them.
Yeah, like, again, you said their stat lines were like 15, 17. Like, those guys, one of those guys have a normal game, we win this game easily. Yeah. So, again, let's not panic. It's still, like, I don't care. Like, I'm not panicking, but I'm frustrated. Because it's a game you shouldn't lose.
Yeah, I think we're so good to where there's going to be fluke games. But this is one of the ones where it's like, it's the fourth quarter, you have complete control. You see it happening to you.
Yep.
You see the tide turning.
Exactly.
You need to flip the switch. Yep. That's the decision you make. You don't make it the next game.
Exactly.
You do it in that last 12 minutes.
And they didn't. And that's what bothers me. They didn't. And then it's like kind of this thing where it's like everyone, I think we talked about it earlier, like everyone just like, when things get tough, it's like, okay, LeBron, you do it for us. It's like, again, like KCP, like, where's the confidence, man? Like, you made some clutch shots in the finals to win a championship in a bubble in Florida during a worldwide pandemic. Like, shoot the ball. Like, wake up. I want everyone to just, like, stop, like, getting so in their head about, like, LeBron and AD, LeBron and AD, LeBron and AD. You're a pro. Like, you're capable of stepping into a three and shooting it. I saw multiple guys have open looks and hesitate. Can't happen.
Yeah. Interested to see. Well, speaking of next game, we have a big one. So if we're done with that, let's
move
hop
on
into this coming week. And we have a nice little not a break, but I mean from Monday to Thursday. So Next game's on Thursday versus the Bucks.
Yep. Not what you want to, that's again why you need to win these games, because we could lose this game, and Bucks are coming off a loss to the Nets. That was a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
So, man.
So we got Bucks, Bulls, and then I'm going to throw in the Monday game just because we did it this week, and we're recording, if podcast is on Tuesday. So Lakers, Bucks, Bucks, Bulls, Cavs. What do you think, Lakers, Bucks?
All right, so predictions, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to lose the Bucks.
Really?
I said it. I just think
completely.
I think it's one of those situations where, yes, we got punched in the mouth, but I think it kind of demoralized us. Like I think the Bucks are more pissed because they lost to a really good Nets team that, again, they should have won. I don't know if you watched that game. They had an opportunity to get the rebound, finish the game out, and they let the Nets get an offensive rebound, kick it out to KD for a 3. I am not too excited about this game. I think Drew Holiday is going to give us some issues. He's going to be able to lock up Schroeder. I really think that. And I think we got kicked in the face a little too hard, and I think we're going to come out a little slow. I think it'll be close. I'm not saying we're going to get blown out, but I think we're going to lose that game. And then we're going to win. Then you said Bulls, right?
Yeah, Bulls, Cavs.
We kill both those teams after that.
You don't think Zach LaVine's coming back?
I know it's your boy.
Another
I think
40-point game.
I think we lose another close one, and we just absolutely demolish the. Like I think it's almost going to take us one more game, playing a good team, to really wake up.
Yeah.
Again, I hope I'm wrong. I could see us also coming out, and I'm sure you probably feel like this because you were shocked when I said that. We could come out and be pissed off, which we should be, and really bring it to the Bucks. Bucks are a great team. Let's not forget about them. They're a great team. Giannis is tough.
Listening to you explain that, I actually agree completely. And I think here's the problem. I see foul trouble in the near future for that game. I see early foul trouble for AD. I'm assuming he's going to guard Giannis. I can just see
not
Giannis
putting Gasol on him.
No.
Goodbye.
I can see Giannis just attacking AD, which is AD's a good defender.
That'll be
Giannis
their game plan. I bet.
Giannis draws so many fouls. It's not even funny.
They're gonna try to put AD in foul trouble for sure.
And I guess LeBron's guarding Middleton. So LeBron is a good defender on ball, but his rotation and help is a little slow sometimes, especially for a guy like Middleton who can just fill it in from 3. So I see both those guys playing super well, and then I think Holiday wins that matchup with Schroeder.
Yeah, I do too. I really think so. He's such a good defender.
Dude, the Bucks bench is so good.
Yeah.
They have DiVincenzo, Pat Connaughton, who else? I can't think of it right now. But just these
they also have Brook
guys.
Lopez. He starts, but that's another player we didn't even touch on. He could hurt you. He might give Gasol some issues, dude. Oh my god, I'm already. See, that's what I'm saying. I just think it's a tough matchup. They have a lot of shooters. We've been terrible closing out at the 3. We did it last night against Wiggins for those few plays and the Curry plays, and also, that Spurs game we did the same thing. We've had some issues closing out. I know our defense has been actually pretty solid. I was looking at some stats today, but still, Bucks can kill you if they're shooting well.
Yeah, they can really fill it in. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Bulls, I expect Levine to play well, but I think we'll win that game.
Yeah.
Cavs are weird. Cavs are they have a lot of heart. They play really hard. But I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, they don't scare me.
Yeah, they just have a bunch of young guys that can either score 120 points or 80 points. It's just so random.
And then Drummond gets 20 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
But McGee, we'll get to see McGee against
Yeah,
if he even
true.
plays. Oh, and Jared Allen, we forgot.
They have a weird big man.
They do have
rotation.
a weird. Yeah, they're trying to trade McGee. I also saw, but
we'll take him.
We can't.
Gasol?
It's against the rule. We can't trade back for.
Oh.
Yeah, it's against the NFL NBA rules.
Okay, well, so we both say 2-1, which is pretty realistic. But wanted to start with some of the news of the week. Probably the biggest news in a long time. James Harden. Let me bring up the trade actually, because it's kind of crazy. Let's see. So James Harden went to the Nets from the Rockets. Blockbuster 4-team trade involves the Pacers and the Cavs. Houston gets Karis LeVert, who I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They get.
And did you see what happened with LeVert? He has like a mass on his kidney or
shit.
Excuse me if I'm wrong, liver or some organ. So he failed his physical. So the Nets like sent the Pacers like cash basically, like to basically say like sorry that he didn't pass his physical. Oh, and a second round pick.
Wow.
On top of that.
You
didn't see that? Yeah, so he's now like getting like looked at by doctors and like we don't know what's going to happen. Like it could be cancer, it could not be, but like he's out for now, which kind of sucks for the Pacers and prayers up to LeVert.
Yeah, I like him a lot. But Oladipo on the Rockets, which I like better than Harden, honestly, right now.
Yeah, but he's a free agent, and he said he wants to play for Miami. Like, that's kind of weird to me. Like, what if he leaves? Like, what are we doing? The Rockets then get just draft picks, I guess. But
yeah, well, they got 3 unprotected first-round picks, which is kind of good. I mean, and swaps and stuff. So
yeah, and swaps.
Really, the Nets just are looking to win right now. And let's talk a little bit about what the heck happened with the Rockets and Harden. Like, did I miss something? Like, what happened? So they lost to us in the playoffs, and then the summer happens, and next thing I know, Harden goes to the strip club, and then he's on the Nets. So what happened?
I just think it came to the point where Harden, like after we crushed him in the playoffs, I think he just started realizing like I'm not gonna win here. Listen, and this is my thing with the Harden situation. I'm fine with him saying like I want to move on, but the way he handled it was beyond unprofessional and breaking COVID protocols, like not caring, not showing up to training camp, just coming and playing 50%. Like what that did to like John Wall, Cousins, guys that like have been through a lot and like worked really hard to get where they're at. Like, dude, just show up to like I get it. Like if you don't want to like be on the Rockets, like be professional, ask the GM for a trade. Like I get it. Like you're a star, it happens all the time. But go about it, be a man. Like that guy's such a freaking like he's such a loser. I'm sorry. Guy will you know what? I'm going to say this right here. I don't know how much people know my hatred for Harden. Guy's a loser. He'll never win a champion. Mark my words right here, Matt, on this podcast. James Harden will never win an NBA championship as long as he is alive. He will never win a championship. I don't care what anyone says. And Kobe Bryant, the GOAT, said it himself. James Harden will never win a championship playing that style of basketball. And he's never going to change his style. He's Harden. He's going to play the way he plays. It's terrible basketball. He pads his stats. Guy's a phenomenal scorer. I'm not going to say he's not a good scorer. Guy's one of the best scorers of all time. Yeah. He's never going to win.
Well, that was my next question is I was talking to DJ Satoda. He randomly texted me. He said, do you think Westbrook will ever win a championship? And I responded, guys like Westbrook, Harden, Melo, Paul George.
Yep.
They're just not... You can't play with them. You just can't win games with them.
Agreed.
And they're all amazing players.
Yeah.
Individually.
Talents. Great talents. Like,
but they bring so much drama.
Yeah. Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie. Well, he won, but
well, he won,
LeBron.
but that type of player,
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it's not like they'll pass the ball, but they're so ball dominant that if someone else makes a mistake, or like if they make a bad pass, like they'll be dribbling for 20 seconds, they make a pass, the guy misses the three, they get mad at that guy. Like, what?
Yep.
You had the ball the whole time. It's like that's the kind of, especially Westbrook and Harden. Those are the two players.
Yeah.
And when you say Harden, I want to lump Westbrook into that category because especially
Agreed.
now on the Wizards, I know you like Beal, but he will never win a championship. There's just no way. He definitely had his chance with Durant. That was as far as he's ever going to go.
Yep, I agree.
But yeah, Harden. I mean, I just can't see it. Well, okay. Let's bring up this. That you said he'll never win. Do you expect it to be Lakers Nets in the finals?
Okay, so if the Nets, no, I don't think so.
Who's gonna beat the Nets?
I think they're so good offensively that they will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they're going to choke in the Eastern Conference Finals. To who, I'm not positive yet. It's between the Bucks, Celtics, and Heat to me. I still think the Heat, I know they have a lot of COVID issues right now, so they've been all out of sync. I really like Spoelstra. They're going to lose in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I'm going to tell you why. Defense. They will be able to outscore teams. They're going to go on a tear. I mean, there's no question. I think Kyrie Irving coming back is going to actually hurt them, personally. Kyrie Irving can turn it on and off when he wants to play defense, but overall, I don't really consider him. I will give it to him. He played great defense on Curry in that finals. He's not the same defender, in my opinion. I've watched him. He's kind of just like half-asses it. Defensively, that team lost Jared Allen, who is one of the best rim defenders in the NBA. DeAndre Jordan's not like he used to be. I just think it's going to come down. I think there's going to be games. They're going to get in shootouts with teams. Kind of like what you saw last night on the Bucks. Like I can see games like that coming back to bite them. Yeah, they won that game, but I could see them in a 7-game series. You don't want to get into shootouts with teams. You're just playing with fire at that point. You need to have a defensive identity. That's why the Lakers won last year. That's why they won. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to come back to bite them, the defense. I also think they're not as deep. Their bench sucks. Like I don't see it happening. Those guys are ball dominant, like you were saying. What do you think?
I think they're better than any other super team that hasn't won in recent years because of Durant. He's the missing piece.
He's amazing. He's so good.
Like you saw, I mean, Thunder, you have Melo, Paul George, Westbrook. That was supposed to be something. It wasn't. Paul George, Kawhi, nothing. I can't think of another one right now, but just you put Kyrie and Harden together are two of the most toxic players in the league.
Yeah.
They can't figure it out off the court. So it's going to translate onto the court eventually.
Yep.
Because what is Durant doing? What is the third person doing when the other two are playing
they're
together?
going to want their shots. It's weird.
It's not like they're bad players off ball, but it's like they're so much better by themselves or with one other person than three of them together.
Yeah.
Because they're
That's
not
what I'm
role
saying.
players.
Like, Harden and Durant right now together, if they were to trade Kyrie, I know this sounds crazy, trade Kyrie Irving for three really solid bench players, I'd think this team's going to the finals then. And I think of this team so differently. You know, I agree with you. I think Kyrie Irving's actually going to make them worse. I know it sounds crazy, but it's just weird. Like, it's the type of player Irving is. Like, if it was like a guy that was more like inside, like a, I don't know, like a Jokic or something like that. Oh man, I'm thinking so differently of this team. Someone who could pass, you know, like, or like a you know, who's like just a really good point guard that can pass the basketball. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Kyrie Irving, Harden, I'll give it to him. He does, he gets, I think he averages like 8 assists a game or something. So he does. Irving doesn't really. Durant doesn't really. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I agree on they're going to be fun to watch, don't get me wrong.
No, they will, yeah.
Who do you think is, my last question before we wrap up here, who's impressing you / who are we kind of taking notice of in the West besides the Lakers? Who's give me one team? Yeah.
Man.
Who looks good to you? No one really is like standing out right now. You like the Suns' new team?
Yeah, Suns are good, but I'm not too high on the Suns, to be honest. They're a playoff team, but man, I feel like we're missing a team. What's the records right now? Do you have that?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Yeah, can you name the teams?
Lakers, Clippers, Jazz, Suns, Spurs, Trailblazers, Warriors, Grizzlies.
Okay, so you know who's impressing me, but I'm not worried about? The Jazz. Jazz are playing great basketball right now. Donovan Mitchell's playing out of his mind. Gobert has heard the Shaq slander, and he's Gobert. I actually kind of agree with Shaq, but
yeah, me too.
I'm gonna still say the Nuggets. And I know people are like, Nuggets have had a bad year. I'm talking more in a full 72-game season. So I'm talking ahead. I'm not talking right now. I know the Nuggets haven't looked good. I just think Jamal Murray has just come off to a slow start, but I know he's going to catch fire again. He's a streaky player. Jokic has played out of his mind. Again, I'm not saying I'm worried necessarily. I just think they can give the Lakers some issues. I still think we'll beat them just because AD can just absolutely dominate Jokic. And they did lose Jeremy Grant, which I think hurt them a lot. But I kind of feel bad for the Nuggets in a sense because I feel like everyone's counting them out. They're like, oh, they lost Jeremy Grant. Like, Jamal Murray's not playing their great. Like, they're doing so bad. Like, they're trash. They're not going to... Listen, they still got everyone they had minus a couple guys, Torrey Craig and Jeremy Grant. Jamal Murray, that guy showed in the playoffs last year that he's the real deal. Like, he can take off whenever he wants. That could be a matchup nightmare for us. I'm going to still say the Nuggets. I know that probably shocks people, but I really do think Jokic is playing at an MVP level this year. Best center in the league. AD's a power forward. Best center in the league. Over Embiid, in my opinion. Probably the best passing big man I might have ever seen. The guy leads the league in assists. He's a center. So I still think they can cause some issues. So how about you? What do you think?
Well, I was just looking at the standings, and like I don't think this reflects what's going to be the first round of the playoffs at all. I think you're going to see the Mavericks pick it up. Luke has been subpar. He's had a couple like crazy games, but then
that's
he's
a
had
good one. Mavs
more
could be good.
Bad games. I think you're going to see Mavericks, Nuggets bump into the playoffs. Warriors will not be in the playoffs.
You don't think they'll make it? Like 8th seed, maybe 7th seed? Not confident. I think they'll make the playoffs. I think the Warriors will make the playoffs, but there won't be a high seed.
I don't know, man. I see like a Trailblazers beating them. I see like
Yeah, it could be. Trailblazers have some injuries.
I see the Nuggets beating the Warriors.
Yeah, totally.
I can maybe see the
Suns
Rockets.
will be a playoff team.
Do you think the Rockets will bring it up a little bit?
No, I think they're a year behind now.
The West looks a lot better this year, I think.
Yeah.
As far as competition goes. Clippers, nah.
Yeah, I mean, they'll still be the Clippers are the Clippers. They still got the same team. Luke Kennard actually is playing better now. Ibaka. As much as I hate the Clippers, and I think they'll choke again, I'll say that again. I think the Lakers are going to beat the Clippers in the playoffs. That's my prediction.
I was just thinking
I think they're going to meet each other this year. And I'm not necessarily saying the Western Conference Finals. I think maybe before they're going to meet.
So you think the Clippers will drop down a few seeds?
I think the Lakers. I'm thinking the Lakers might be like a 3rd seed this year. I know it surprises people.
Yeah.
But the Lakers are going to win the championship in my opinion. So I'm just saying, like, I think they're not going to be the 1 seed this year. I just don't see it. I don't know. I think it's just coming from last year. I know they improved their roster, but I just think they know that they don't need to be the 1 seed either. And yeah, I could see them like the 2 seed or maybe 3 seed. That's my prediction, but we don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
Yep.
Looking forward to a good week. Stoked about this Bucks game.
Me too.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And then we have what we think is 2 pretty in the bag games after that. So it should be a pretty mellow week as far as that goes. But we're going to wrap up here. Both of our predictions 2-1, just to clarify for the record. And yeah, so guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know whether you agree or disagree with some of the hot takes. A lot of emotions tonight, especially about that Warriors game. And subscribe to or follow the Instagram, Twitter. Max is blowing up on Twitter.
Yeah,
He'll debate you
on my personal account. Yeah, you can actually. I'll say that you guys can follow my personal account as well. It's just going to be Max Arquilla, so that's MaxArquilla, and then please follow our Twitter for Lakers Lens. And that's just going to be at Lens Lakers, so at LENS Lakers, one word, and obviously one word, it's Twitter. But yeah, follow us. My coffee's wearing out, guys. Sorry about that.
Me too.
And then also follow us on Instagram. Matt kind of runs that. It's Lakers Lens Podcast. Please follow us, guys. Interact with us. I see a few people are starting to like my tweets. We're just getting started here, but we really would just appreciate any interaction. Share us. We're trying to get this thing going here. And yeah, we appreciate for whoever's listening.
Yep. And then last thing, we just got on Spotify, so
yes.
Check out. Just type it in, Lakers Lens Podcast, if you're driving to work or working from home, and just flip it on. Turn off your phone screen and just listen to it. So we're going to throw all those up on there. The first one's on there now, but this one should be up there tomorrow. So. And
you're going to put all because we only have one currently, right? And you're going to put
I'm going to slap them all on there in order.
Sweet. All right, guys.
So yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. So thanks for listening.
Go Lakers.
Go Lakers. Peace.